What the hell is that? Yo, Billy Ocean mashup. What the hell is that? Yo, Billy Ocean mashup. Because that's so fucking awesome. Yo, what is this shit that you're talking about?
Get into my car.
What is this thing you have?
Get out of my dreams.
Yo, imagine him singing at like a fucking speakeasy or something.
Hold on, let me.
Yo, how about what did he say? He's got an 80s what on Spotify? 80s.
It's called 80s cheese ball.
Soft 80s rock.
Soft rock, baby. It's a fucking tremendous song. What are you talking about, bro?
Yo, I'll tell you what. Speaking of music, you know what I was listening to on the way here? Remember, was it you I was talking about drummers with today?
Who? Drummers?
Yeah, we were talking about drummers. We were talking about like the best drummers of all time, right?
Not me.
So, you know, obviously John Bonham, Neil Peart.
Uh-huh.
But bro, one of the most I gotta put him in my top 5 now, dude.
Who's that?
The drummer from Meshuggah.
From who?
A band called Meshuggah, dude. His name is Thomas Hawk. Bro, this fucking guy. If you guys are into like hard metal and stuff like that, you gotta listen to Meshuggah. I'm sure the guys who listen to like that hard shit. I like Meshuggah. I've always known who they are. I don't listen to them often, but after we had the drummer conversation, I was like, and I was listening to Thomas Hawk. He can fucking hit, dude.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Bro, you got to see this guy play the fucking drums, dude.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Oh my God, I've never, bro. I was watching like even reaction videos of professional drummers and drum teachers watching him drum, and they were lost, dude, in his timing and everything. Literally lost.
I'm not a. You know, this is your shtick, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you're the rock and roll. You're the. Who's the greatest guitar player ever? Hendrix.
Yeah, because he was an innovator. He was the only guy. Well, not technical.
Not technical.
But he was an innovator. He had no pedals, he had, none of these effects they have today. I would say the greatest guitar player of all time, almost like well-rounded MMA. I mean, for me, it's fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude.
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yeah. He had speed, he had tone, he had feel, he was clean. He could play everything. I mean, the guy was just
What's up, Kevin?
flawless. But I mean, Hendrix was a fucking innovator, dude.
Well, how about from like the 80s hair bands, right? From like, you know, like the Motley Crues, the Van Halens, like out of all those, the Metallicas, the Guns N' Roses, out of those, like the hair band, the 80s hair bands.
Just the hair bands, not that generation?
Yeah, that whole generation. Who were like your top 2, 3, like, you know, like
my favorite or the best?
Eddie Van Halen, was he like, would you consider him like?
No, not my favorite, but he was one of the best.
He was fucking good, right? I saw Van Halen in concert, and he did like a 30-minute fucking solo, bro.
Bro, nobody.
I was like, wow.
There were no better guitarists than a guitarist in the 80s.
Yeah, who else? Who else is another one?
And Yngwie Malmsteen.
Who do you play for?
Yngwie Malmsteen. He was a classical guitar player, dude. He had a Ferrari on the back of his guitar.
Tell me like ones that I would know, like popular bands, like a Slash. You think Slash?
No, I don't think.
I knew he was gonna say that.
No,
I knew it.
George Lynch from Dokken.
Dokken.
Tremendous.
I remember Dokken. Yeah.
George Lynch was tremendous.
Right.
My only contribution to this is I saw Prince play.
He was actually.
Kevin says Carlos Santana.
Our Kevin?
Yeah.
Or Kevin Koch?
Kevin Lavonis. He said Carlos Santana.
Go back to fucking Tampa Bay and sit in the sun. Guy was from fucking the 60s.
Carlos Santana. He goes.
There's
Kevin's contribution for the day. Carlos Santana.
George Lynch was fucking good from Dokken. Paul Gilbert.
Where was he from?
Night Ranger. He was fucking awesome, dude, Paul Gilbert.
Who else?
Joe Satriani, Stevie Vai.
Stevie Vai. Him I know.
They were the best guitarists back then. Like, I never thought Kirk Hammett was a good guitar player.
Who?
Kirk Hammett.
Who's that?
Metallica.
Oh, Metallica.
I never thought he was that good.
No?
No, I never thought he was that good of a guitar player. Wasn't very clean. He you know, believe it or not, you know who is so basic, but you have to write this stuff?
Who?
Angus Young, dude.
Who?
Angus Young.
Who's Angus Young?
AC/DC.
Oh, AC/DC.
Very basic, but it's timeless.
Love AC/DC.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
I never saw them in concert.
I did. Actually, my buddy Jesse, dude, fucking worked for Morgan Stanley. He used to get all the tickets. He had us right on the fucking catwalk at the Garden where Angus Young will come out and do his solos. Like, we were resting our arms on the catwalk.
Oh, yeah?
That's how we were right there.
I went to see, I'm not going to veer too off, but, I saw a good amount of bands. And remember my ex-partner, Jason Gravel?
Randy Rhodes.
Remember my ex-partner, Jason Gravel, from the mortgage business?
Yeah.
So we used to go to a lot of concerts, and we went to see Aerosmith.
Joe Perry was okay.
Aerosmith one time, right? And like Jay was like the kind of guy that loved to like sneak in the back. Like, he loved that shit, like try to find a way to the VIP. He was always that guy, find a way to the back room in the clubs. Like, he's that guy. So we go, come on, we're gonna go backstage. I'm like, here we go, man. He's trying to duck security, and we somehow sneak backstage. We're like in the VIP room, but I said, come on, we're gonna go on stage. I'm like, on stage. Aerosmith is playing on stage, bro. And we're like creeping. And then next thing you know, we're literally standing on the stage. It's me and him. There's fucking Steven Tyler and them playing. And on the other side is Liv Tyler and her whole family. And we're watching for like a half hour. Literally, he's where Quan is. We're watching for a half hour. Out of nowhere, the security guard comes and goes, excuse me, who the fuck are you guys?
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you get up there, though?
I was just sneaking around, following Jay. Made believe he was talking. Oh yeah, no, we're with them. We're with the band. Like, he always does that shit.
And he got on.
And we were on the stage for like a half hour, and then they threw us out of the whole concert.
Really?
Yeah, but we were there for a while. We were right on stage with them.
Yeah.
What's up, bruh? All right, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about fights. Let's talk about the introduction of Daytona 500.
Dude, I was psyched about that.
Psyched about that. Before we do that, right? Saturday night was a weird night.
We went over this on Tuesday.
Went over this on Tuesday. That's right.
Maybe if you were here.
Maybe if I was here, I would have known. All right, so forget about fucking Saturday night, because we're gonna murder it this Saturday night.
I didn't get to talk to you though. I talked about it a little on the show, but I didn't get to talk to you. Bobby Green and Makhachev.
I was just gonna bring that up just as you said it. So my first thing was like, Makhachev's gonna kill him, right? And I don't know Bobby Green's wrestling that much, because his striking is great, and he's been fighting great his last 3 fights. But you think that his ego talking shit's gonna work with Islam Makhachev? You don't think Makhachev's gonna just snatch him up and bring him to the ground and not let him up? I mean,
listen, I'm going to say I'm picking Makhachev.
Vegas is coming out with minus 600, minus 800.
Nope. No.
Which, that's insane. No. I know that. But I'm just saying, like, no one's even giving him a fucking chance.
No, I give him a chance. I give him a chance in that fight, dude. I give him a legit chance. If he comes out and
you think he could defend the takedown?
Well, the whole thing is we don't know the ceiling of Makhachev. We have no idea how good he really is. He hasn't really faced any like real top stellar competition. He hasn't.
Who's the best guy he's faced so far? He just beat who did he just beat his last time out? Was a good victory. I mean, he hasn't faced stellar competition. But
well, okay, but that's what I'm saying. He hasn't really faced anybody
I forgot who he just fought.
That was great. Nobody he fought was great.
Who did he just
Dan Hooker. But Dan Hooker's fucking
he's overrated.
Thiago Moises, Drew Dober, good win. Davi Ramos.
Thiago Moises is a good win, too.
Gleason Tebow, Nick Lentz, Chris Wade. Like, he hasn't fought anybody, like, really super noteworthy besides Dan Hooker. I don't think Thiago Moises is noteworthy. Drew Dober, okay. Davi Ramos.
I agree with you that he's inflated because of the Khabib and his father.
No, I don't think he's inflated. I just don't think we know how good he is and where it stops. Where does it stop? We haven't seen him fight. Somebody like Bobby Green, it's almost like what you said.
He's a tough out for anybody.
But you said it. You said it. You guys both said it, actually, with the football. You're like, sometimes the best team doesn't always win. It's a style thing that it's hard to train for someone like Bobby Green.
Very.
And now that it's on short notice, he had no time to train for Bobby Green.
And Bobby Green is on the upswing.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what Bobby Green's rise reminds me of a little bit? Reminds me of when Kevin Holland put together that streak last year, won like 4 fights in a row in a short period of time. Like Bobby Green.
But Bobby Green's actually good.
And Bobby Green has the crowd behind him too. People are liking him now. Like all of us, like you see how happy he was. The crowd was actually cheering for him. Like, he's got like serious momentum right now.
Well, he doesn't even want the belt. He even said, he goes, they're like, what about the belt? He's like, I don't even want the belt. He's like, Because here's the thing. He's like, when you're the champion, yeah, you get, one bigger payday, you get more attention. But at the end of the day, he's like, I can never accept the fight. I could accept 4 or 5 fights a year. They call me up late notice and say, Bobby, you want the fight? Yeah, I can take it. He's like, you can't do this as a champion. And look what happens a couple of days later. He gets this call to the main event against Makhachev. So he's got nothing to lose here, dude. He's got 0 to lose. People that are coming out on Twitter, I don't like this fight for Bobby Green. I'm like, what? Like, you guys don't know the business if that's the way you think.
He got the phone call. He's
expected to lose.
He's going to. He had nothing to lose here. Main event gonna get paid because main event gets paid at least probably $100,000 is gonna get paid at least for a main event.
Oh, he's main
event spot.
Plus, well, I don't know what his contract is, but he's got. It's not even about the money. It's about they're gonna wash your hand after this. Like he's a company guy. So if they call you up and you say, I'm not ready for Makhachev yet, don't think that Hunter Campbell and these guys don't remember that.
Yeah, like him losing this fight is not going to affect his rankings or...
No, and I guarantee it's in his contract.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's in his contract that there's no harm, no foul if you lose this. You're doing us a favor.
I didn't like him a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And you know what? The last 2 or 3 times out, he's fucking growing on me.
Because he's fighting now.
I used to not like the talking shit. Now I'm starting to like it a little bit.
Because he's fighting now.
Yeah.
He's not fucking coming out and being like, because you also remember when you have a stake on him and it's a close fight and it's coming down to the finish and he's got his chin out and he's going like this and he's not fighting. You're like, bro, fight. You're going to lose. And he loses the fight.
Yeah, he's lost fights like that.
You grow to hate him.
Yeah.
He's
lost fights for us like that.
So I'm looking forward to that fight.
Listen, crisp fucking striking.
Makhachev deserves to be the favorite, but I'm telling you right now, dude, that I could see Bobby Green giving him some fucking issues, dude.
Yeah, it's not going to be a walkover.
I don't think it's going to be, dude. If he takes him down and fucking ragdolls him, then that fucking division is in serious trouble.
Yeah, I don't think it can happen, but I think Bobby Green.
He's not Khabib, dude. He's not. He's not Khabib.
They're crowning him like he is.
He's not. He's not Khabib. I don't care what anyone says. He's not Khabib. He's not Khabib. He doesn't have that dominant. I mean, he's dominant on the ground, but he doesn't have that domination where once he gets you down there, there's no way up.
As much as I was at first a little like, the Dariush fight is off because I love Dariush too.
I think this is a better matchup.
It's what it is. It's just more intriguing.
It's more intriguing. Because Dariush, you know what you're getting, right?
Yeah.
You're getting a kickboxing style. He's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a good grappler. But at the end of the day, if someone like Makhachev gets you down, he's probably going to control you to a point where get Bobby Green down. Try to catch him.
If Bobby Green stuffs the first 2 takedowns
and stays on the feet,
and goes up 1 round to nothing and builds the confidence going into round 2, we're going to really fucking see something.
You know he's going to be taunting him, and he don't give a fuck.
It's you're right.
Imagine he just
it actually might be better.
Starts fucking sticking him.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine that. That's how he's just peppering him like he just did the fucking Hapcrest and just peppering him.
I wouldn't be.
I actually would love to see it.
I'd love to see that too.
Yeah,
that'll turn a division on its head.
Yeah,
the
rise of Bobby Green. I would actually love to see it.
He'd be an overnight superstar.
Seriously,
yep.
That would be fucking great. So now, always bet on who is country strong. Always JJ. What's up, JJ?
What up, JJ?
So this card coming up, there's a little steam that got taken out of it because we had a great main event lined up with RDA and Fiziev, who I love. Fiziev, I'm a big fan. I love RDA too. That was a great matchup. So took a little steam off the card, but we still have a good set of fights here, good card, and a lot of good matchups. And I'm talking to Mike about it. A lot of good stylistic matchup, striker versus striker, grappler versus grappler. Like, it's actually a good card if you're an MMA fan. Yeah, you might not see those big names on it, but there's some good fucking fights. I love the Ara Buckley fight. I think that's just a great fight.
Banger.
It's a banger. I love that. One of Mad Lab's staple guys is here, of course. New Jersey's own
Jimmy Miller.
Miller. Okay, that's one of you guys know Jim Miller, Frankie Edgar, Anthony Smith. You know the Lab staple guys.
I got a heart for him.
Very difficult to pick against these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, very difficult. Like, he finds ways not to pick against them. Okay, he does.
I do.
He does. This is his path to victory. It's almost like he figures out how the guy's going to win for him. Here's his path to victory. Right? And then we got this one fight that's, to me, is very interesting is this Kyle Dacus Jamie Pickett fight.
Why?
I just don't.
It's a catch weight, you know that.
It's a catch
At
weight.
195.
And I just don't feel like Daukaus should be a minus 300 favorite here.
No, I don't think he should be a minus 300, but he's gonna.
I think, to me, that might be the shocker.
I think he's underrated. I think Daukaus is underrated.
I think Pickett's a little underrated.
All right, so we're talking about. All right,
we'll talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the main event, which is now Jamal Hill, Johnny Walker. Two strikers, and Jamal Hill. Who did he fucking?
No, hold on. What are we doing here? We talking about the main event first?
That's fine. Let's talk about the main event first. Who did fucking Jamal Hill wax in the first round last time out? It was
Well, you're talking about his last fight. He beat Jimmy Crute.
And it was like within a minute he fucking knocked him out. Right, and we picked Jimmy Crute, I think, that fight, and we were like, "Geez!" And that was Crute just came off of that broken ankle.
No, he got knocked out by Paul Craig, the ground and pound. Yeah,
but as I remember, his ankle, his foot was broken. He comes back and gets destroyed and waxed in the first round against Jamal Hill, which I don't know if Jamal Hill's that good or maybe Jimmy Crute was overrated. But this is an interesting fight. Last time we saw Johnny Walker, he fought, I believe, Thiago Santos. It wasn't really an eventful fight. It was supposed to be a really good fight on paper, and it just didn't turn out to be the banger that we thought it was going to be. But what do you think about this matchup?
Who do you got in the spot?
Last time out, man, John. I was always a Johnny Walker fan, and just like he really disappointed me.
This is interesting though, because this is the first week I don't think you know where I'm on these fights. We haven't talked about.
We haven't discussed anything yet this week.
Yeah.
I've been so fucking busy with work with APN this week. It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah.
And I have no idea who Lab's leading on any of these except Jim Miller, of course. All right, that's already. I knew that 3 weeks ago. But no, I like Jamal Hill's hands. And Johnny Walker didn't impress me last time out. So, for those reasons, I'm going to say Jamal Hill.
All right.
I mean, he is the betting favorite right now, sitting at, minus 240, I believe it is.
Yeah, I just, with this fight, it's strange because when you look at both of these guys, they're both a victim of the general consensus again. Like, I don't know why. I said this, if you got, for the members that get the video breakdowns, I talk about this in the video breakdown on the site. A lot of people, they look at Johnny Walker, and what did they do when he came in? They were actually crowning him to fight John Jones. Remember? Yep. We got to get this guy to fight John Jones. And people jump on these fucking trains so quick. I still don't understand it. I don't understand.
No, he just had that look about.
Well, that's what the whole thing. He had the look. He was flash knocking people out.
Then you look at Tai Tuivasa, look at his look, and they knocking out Derek Lewis.
They did the same thing with Ozdemir.
Yeah,
we got to get Ozdemir. Like, people jump on these trains so fast, and I understand why, because you're going on Twitter, you're seeing analysts and stuff like that calling, oh my God, title shot, this and that. But like, when you really break down the meat and potatoes of it, Johnny Walker's really not a good fighter.
He looked terrible last time out.
He's really not a good fighter, but he's a dynamic guy. He's a big guy. He's marketable. He's got a good physique to him. He does the fucking worm. He's a crowd favorite. Yeah. And he's dynamic to the point where if you give him an opportunity, he's going to stick you. So every one of these fights that he's won, he stuck you. But I'll never forget, before he came into the UFC, when he fought Enrique de Silva, I remember watching him on film. And I found like videos of him just gassing out. And one video where he got absolutely knocked out cold, like not knocked out with a ref stepped in, like he was starched. And I was like, this guy's chin is questionable and his cardio is definitely questionable. And he was doing it all in the first round. And I'm saying to myself, all right, but what happens when you take him into deeper waters? What happens if you take him out of the first round? And we actually saw what happens. He has a big drop off and he loses. He doesn't have any ability to adjust. I mean, I don't know about now. We got to see what kind of things he's adjusted in his game. But he's kind of a one-trick pony. If you open a window, he'll connect. But now you're in a 5-round fight with a guy who's a better technical striker than you. He's faster than you. He's got better cardio than you, and he's a southpaw. Now, when you look at the resume of Johnny Walker, how many southpaws has he fought? He's fought one, Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree was extremely chinny back then when he fought him. But everyone else was completely orthodox, and it's a completely different game when you're fighting a southpaw, and a southpaw with skill and speed. Now, Johnny Walker's energy and power bar is only going to drop as the fight goes on. So if he doesn't connect with him within the first 2 rounds, what's going to happen? Jamal Hill can probably run away with the fight. And probably finish him. So, there's a safety net there where Jamal Hill has to play very cautious the first couple rounds, but I think Jamal Hill knocks him out. I'm going to take Jamal Hill by knockout.
Jamal Hill by knockout. Yeah, I was looking at his record. I don't know about his tank either.
It's better. It's better. It's better than Johnny Walker has doesn't decline. Johnny Walker drops. So he looks like a different fighter. Like once he starts gassing, he looks like he has no poker face at all with his cardio.
I like to call. What worries me was.
But it worries me because the fucking guy doesn't have a great chin either.
He doesn't. Remember what fucking Craig did to him?
Yeah, and for Craig,
the Bear Jew.
That's your boy.
Maybe the best nickname in all the sports, the Bear Jew.
He loves that guy's nickname, dude.
I love Paul Craig.
This coffee tastes like fucking sugar tits and ass.
Tastes like asshole. Oh my God, Mike Guido, 0.25 units on Miller first round sub.
That is a very
coming right up.
Coming right up.
All right, next fight. We do Pickett and Daukaus now.
Yeah.
All right. I listen. I could be dead wrong. Okay, but something in my stomach is on upset alert here with this fight. I don't know why. I have no right to probably even say it. But as soon as I saw it, and I saw that Daukaus wasn't fighting the other guy with maybe the best nickname, Julian the Cuban Missile Crisis Marquez. What a great nickname that is.
Great.
I'm mad about that fight too because I like watching Marquez fight. But anyway, now it's Daukaus Pickett. And as soon as I saw it, I was Daukaus Pickett. That's interesting. And I don't know, bro. Something in my stomach is saying, be careful, stay away. Don't throw any wagers on Daukaus here and just watch out. I could be dead wrong. You're the one doing the analysis.
I think Daukaus is extremely underrated. I think Pickett's good. I think he's got a good frame. There's no way he was making this weight. He's coming in on short notice. But like I said, I think he's better than a lot of people slate him out. He's coming in with a 4-inch reach advantage. Daukaus is coming in as a southpaw, and you know how I feel about southpaws. But at the end of the day, both of them got completely different games. You got Jamie Pickett, who's going to want to keep this standing, and then you got Daukaus, who's going to want to take this to the ground and work a submission game. Jamie Pickett, at the end of the day, this is a guy who's trigger shy as it is. He doesn't throw a lot of volume. He seemed very tentative. He seems very tentative in spots. He's only going to get more tentative when he sees Daukaus shooting for his hips. You got to protect two levels at that point. So I think that he could. I think he's strong enough to shuck some of the takedowns off. Turn him against the cage, win a couple pummeling situations. But at the end of the day, I think it's just going to take Daukaus getting him down early in a round, and I just think Pickett's going to probably give up his back. But I don't like the price. But I think that Daukaus is not viewed the way he should. I think he's a lot better than people think he is. That's my opinion. And this is catch weight. This is 195, but the kid's 6'3" at middleweight. He's long, he's tricky. He's a very, very tricky fighter, and I don't know. I could see him getting Jamie Pickett down. Jamie Pickett doing a good job getting up a couple times, but eventually he's going to just give up his back, and I think Daukaus takes advantage of it.
It could be, or does Daukaus go down like his brother just did, who got melted by Derek Lewis?
Even before he lost to Lewis, I was saying that I thought Kyle was a better fighter than his brother. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
There's always that one. Like, look at Jim Miller and Danny Miller. Danny was a good fighter.
Yep.
But Jimmy was just that much better.
Yep.
You
think Kyle's the better one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think.
All right, we'll see. I'm going to be careful with this fight. Pickett's coming off 2 straight wins. He beat that kid Holmes last time out. I was mad about that because I had Holmes in a bunch of lineups.
Uh-huh.
That was Holmes' debut from the Contender Series, right? But I don't know. Just be careful. Tread lightly over here. Next fight on the card, Bedo and Porter.
Yeah.
Right, when Bedo and Porter are on the main card, we lost a couple. We lost Romanov. That was another fight that we lost, was the Romanov fight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was a lot of fights I fucking.
Yeah, it was a weird fucking week, man. We lost the Batista fight, the Lingo fight. It's just a lot of fights fell off.
Yeah. No, Batista's fighting.
Is he?
Yeah, Batista's fighting.
Fighting who? Lingo?
No.
Who's he fighting now?
Oh, it's there, dude.
Oh, okay. So Lingo's off the card, and they switched out for who the fuck is that? Debut? Jay Perrin?
He's gonna, but I don't want to give that out on here.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go. Bedo Porter.
Yeah, so this boils down to fucking one thing, and I'm glad you just brought that up with the heavyweights. When you said like when they make the main card, right? So I said this, and guys, when you listen to the breakdown on the site, I make a lot of good points. I'm going to summarize it here a little bit for the other people, but you know what a lot of people aren't talking about is if you really know boxing and you know combat sports like Anthony and I do, especially boxing. And in baseball too, there's certain sports they're starving for heavyweights. We could sit here and we could talk for 3 hours about fucking welterweights and lightweights and middleweights. We could find them on every.
There's a plethora of amazing talent
everywhere.
It's always the heavyweights,
and the heavyweights are always lacking for years and years and years and years. They can't find heavyweight. They just need bodies. So here comes this guy, Alan Bordeaux, who trained with Cyril Gane. You know, one of his training partners, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Apparently has some kind of a judo background. Okay, whatever it is. But it's a big difference in the training. Parker Porter, nothing special. A lot of people are really super high in this guy. I don't know why. Why? Because there's nobody in the heavyweight division. If you think about boxing back in the day, you had back in the 70s and early 80s, you had, the Ali's, the Fraziers, stuff like that. Then Tyson fought nobody. You had... Well, really?
Take it easy.
Well, let's face it.
You forget about Donovan Razor Ruddock?
He loves that fucking guy, bro. He loves Ruddock, dude. He fucking loves every time he says that. Like when we argue about it, it's the first thing.
Tyson beat everybody they put in front of him except Ray Mercer. I know I'm gonna hear Ray Mercer.
He never fought Riddick Bowe.
Never fought because he raped somebody and went to jail.
Come on, stop. What about when he got out of jail? What about why
and he fought the guys who were champs. Holyfield. Holyfield was the champ.
Holyfield killed him.
Huh?
Holyfield destroyed him.
Yeah, but that was later.
Oh, stop. He avoided everybody. But the fact of the matter is this, even if you are correct about that, they fought everyone that put in front of them. They were all cans. They just needed bodies, dude. They were going overseas, bro. Tony fucking Tubbs. Like, think about it.
Respectable Tony Tubbs.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So with the heavyweight division.
Frank
Bruno. That was that fucking guy.
Peter McNeely.
You know who Frank Bruno is? He's Johnny Walker.
Yeah, that's a good comparison right there.
He's Johnny Walker. Good physique.
Yeah, great physique.
No gas tank, and you can knock him out.
I remember when Tyson knocked him out, Bruno, he had him against the ropes, and the ref didn't see. Tyson hit him with an uppercut.
Lightning and thunder,
but continued.
Yeah, with the elbow.
And get him with the elbow, but boom, boom, and his elbow hit his chin and knocked him out.
They used to call it lightning and thunder. They used to do it with people.
He used to back it up with the elbow.
So when you look at the heavyweight division, though, you look at, they just need fucking bodies, dude. They need people that are willing to step in and get bodies. It's very rare that because listen, you don't need to be the greatest skill sets. The guys with the really good skill sets in the heavyweight division are usually excelling. The Stipe Miocic's, the fucking Daniel Cormier's, the fucking Fabrizio Verdums. The guys who have a legit, a lot of these guys are just slanger and bangers. Guys like Derek Lewis, Ngannou. I mean, he's got some skill, but he's a banger at the end of the day. So it's they just need fucking bodies in here. And I honestly think Bordeaux is just a body. That's what he is. He's just a body. He's going to come in, even though Parker Porter, in my opinion, I don't know why people are so fucking high on this guy, but even though he's looked better in his fights, I think the UFC has much more to gain from him winning. I think he does win the fight, and I just think this guy's a body, dude. That's what he is. He's dangerous because he's a heavyweight and anything can happen, but at the end of the day, this is a fight that they set up for Parker Porter to win, and that's my opinion on that.
Speaking of heavyweights, I think that. And you're right. I honestly, I'm not a big Gane fan.
Who?
Gane. I don't think Gane is that fucking good.
You were so high on him fucking a month ago.
No, I was super high on him a year ago when I saw him destroy.
He's good, dude. Stop.
When I saw him destroy, not RDA, who's Junior Dos Santos. Right? I know he was old. I saw him destroy. Wow, this guy Gane's got a lot of skills with it. And then the more I kept watching him and his style of fighting. And he's just, just the way he stays away. He fights like a guy who's half his size.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think about Stipe, and I'm like, Stipe was fucking better than all these guys.
Stipe was
one of the best.
To me, he's still underrated.
He's still underrated. Where's that guy? Where's that 230-pound guy?
You're not going to find it. That's the problem.
Where's that guy that's not 260?
Yeah.
That guy that's 225, 230, who has the all-around skill set.
Yeah.
Where's that guy?
You're not going to find him.
You know what I mean? Where's that next Stipe?
You're not going to find him.
No.
You got guys go through it. Brock Lesnar. when he was champion. But if you really look at the guys who had skill, like even one skill set, Frank Mir, awesome Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, had a good skill set. Stipe, well-rounded everywhere, could wrestle, could box. Daniel Cormier, awesome wrestler, good dirty boxer. Fabrizio Verdum, extremely high-level black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then you look at, even back in the day, like 43 years old, the guy's still winning fucking fights. Arlovsky. But back in the day, he was one of the cleanest strikers you've seen in the heavyweight division. And then you look at guys like Parker Porter, even Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, right.
But they're not fucking. These guys aren't fucking. These guys were just born with an ability to, with God-given power, that a body to brawl. But that's it.
Tai Tuivasa is a great example. Like, I love the guy.
Can you imagine those guys fighting Fedor in his prime?
Right. Could you imagine Tuivasa like being the champ?
No, never.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
And it could happen just because of how things are happening. But
it's war.
But really, is that like the heavyweight
Mike
champ?
said he's probably going to get knocked out his next fight.
He might.
It's going to happen.
But could you?
And you know what the beautiful thing is? He's going to be so juiced because what's going to happen is it's almost like an addiction. Like these fucking cokeheads and crackheads who they just can't get enough of it. These people now, oh my God, he just fucking did what he did to Derek Lewis, and his chin is amazing, and this and that. These people now are going to go all in on him.
Oh, wait for the next fight when he's minus 380,
and then
he gets starch,
and he gets stuck in starch.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah,
it's amazing why how
who the one sleeper pick is though at the heavyweights. Who's the sleeper guy right now? You know.
As a heavyweight?
Yeah,
oh.
You know.
Tell me.
Come on, bro. You said his name a couple of times.
Today?
Like, no, not today. You didn't say it, but like, out of all the guys right now in the heavyweight, the up-and-coming guys.
I'm drawing a blank.
Tom.
Aspinall?
Yeah.
I like him.
I think he's, out of the whole crew.
Well, he's got a good skill set, but we haven't seen enough from him. We haven't seen
enough, but from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm like, this guy could give anybody problems.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Him I like.
But everyone said that about Daukaus, too.
Yeah, and he got fucking melted.
But see what happens? Like, that's a perfect example of the better fighter is not always going to win. Like, Derek Lewis, he's a good fighter.
Yeah, Daukaus is the better fighter.
He's a better fighter.
It's the fight game.
But it's the fight game. You know what I mean? So, like Aspinall could win fucking 7 straight, and then all of a sudden he fights fucking Tuivasa, and Tuivasa puts him out in one shot. You know, it's so the heavyweight division, it's really just, this is a body, dude. This is a body. Like, none of these guys are going anywhere. Like, your fucking Parker Porter that you guys fucking love so much, you ain't going anywhere.
Mike Guido's asking, is Berlanga a fake?
Huh?
Who's Berlanga?
Bordeaux? Berlanga?
You say, who's Berlanga? Is that someone fighting on the card? Who the fuck's Berlanga, Mike?
You're probably pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, maybe my eyes are a little fucked up. Maybe he spelled it wrong. Berlanga. I don't know who Berlanga.
So I'm picking Parker Porter. But I'm picking. I don't know. We'll talk about that, Dan. Let's get through this card first.
All right, let's go to Jim Miller Mota. All right. Now, if you guys don't know the story, I can tell you the story. Mad Lab used to train with his brother Danny Miller.
Both of them.
Jim Miller fan. I like Jim Miller too. I got Labs back on here. I'm going Jim Miller.
Yeah, but you don't even tell why.
I don't have to tell why. You know why? Because you fucking tell why.
I know, but why do you
want me to tell you why about Jim Miller?
Yeah.
No. First round submission, Jim Miller. He's from New Jersey. That's fucking why.
Yeah. Okay? So, listen, obviously, I'm not going to say the story again. But anyway, you know, I have experience with both of those guys, and I never honestly believed. Listen, I when I was training with him, I knew that he would be good, and I knew he would end up in the UFC. I had no idea he would go as far as he did.
He's what, about 36 now?
Yeah, but to hear him be called a legend, and to hear him,
Hall of Famer, no?
Yeah, he's going to be, of course. But I'm saying I never in a million years thought he would go. I mean, when do you really think that?
Yep.
You know, I knew he would make it. But I didn't think he was going to go like that. Like, I thought he'd be a good fighter. But there were so many guys back in that time. Dante Rivera was fucking awesome. You know, there were so many good fighters back then coming out of reality fighting in Jersey that there was like a litany of guys. And a lot of guys didn't even make it. I remember Dante Rivera, I think, was in The Ultimate Fighter, and I think he lost. And they booed him. Dante Rivera was fucking awesome, dude. So many. Mike Macenzio. Remember Mike Macenzio from Garfield? He was another kid. He wasn't. His problem was he wasn't super intelligent. He was an awesome wrestler, but he didn't have that cage IQ. But he was another one. Like there were a lot of fucking good guys. I think he owned a gym for a while too, called Iron Horse Gym. But anyway, with Jim Miller this is a guy who he's been through the fucking ringer, bro. I mean, from his Lyme disease to all this other shit. The only thing I don't like about him is he's kind of flipping a little bit. He's going now towards like social media, and he never had a nickname. Now he's got a nickname. He's doing a cookbook. He's hunting all the time. He's working on the farm. I don't care what anyone says. If you're working on a farm and you're building things in your backyard and you're feeding chickens and you're doing all shit, you're exerting yourself. You're taking your physical exertion out of your training a little bit. So that's one thing I do notice. And I follow him for multiple reasons, but I do notice he's always doing something, setting up plows. He's always outside. And you got to wonder about that. But at the end of the day, he's fighting this fucking kid, who, a champion in CFFC, good fighter. But I mean, he's got no business like winning this fight.
And he's a favorite. And
he could. That's a scary thing. The scary thing is because Jim Miller's getting up there in age. I mean, if he's going to beat him, this is where you beat him. But when you look at Jim Miller's record, even though that he's lost a ton of fucking fights, like as of late, they're all guys that if you look at his record and you bleed down his record, you'll see that's a guy he should have beat. That's a guy, he shouldn't have beat. He should have beat. He shouldn't beat. Like he beat Clay Guida. He's beaten some guys that were iffy, but he's also lost to the guys he should lose to, and he beat the guys that he should beat. If you look at his record after this fight, and he has a loss to Nick Moda, it just wouldn't look right. Like look at his record. Go down the record.
Pichel, he lost to Pichel. He lost to Selecki, tough guys. He beat Eric Gonzalez. Roosevelt Robert, he lost to Holtzman, he beat Guida, beat Gonzalez, lost to Charles Oliveira,
lost to Poirier,
lost to Hooker, lost to Trinaldo, lost to Showtime Pettis, lost to Poirier.
Yeah, so it's like he's losing.
His losses weren't bad losses.
No, and
lost to really good competition.
In a later part of his career, but he's winning fights that he should win, and he's got that Joe Loizon way about him now. Yep. He's going to come in, he's going to fight hard for a round or two. This is a guy who's got a black belt under Jamie Cruz in New Jersey. After our gym broke up, the instructor went to Norway. He ended up going and training with Jamie Cruz, and he's got a black belt under Jamie Cruz. And those of you who don't know, Jamie Cruz is very well respected in New Jersey, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game is top shelf. I mean, it's actually still underrated. People will say he's got a great jiu-jitsu game, but they don't understand how good it is.
He's been in the UFC since 2008.
It's crazy.
That's a long time.
It's fucking crazy.
14 years of fighting in the UFC.
Yeah.
In the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, go down and see if they have his reality fighting stuff in there. You might have to go.
Reality fighting, 10 and 11. Yeah.
Read a couple in there. I'll tell you which fight.
Eddie Fivey, Kevin Roddy, Joseph Van Duhar. Those were the three. He lost to Frankie Edgar back in 2006 on a decision down in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Al Buck.
So back then, so that was 2008. 2008 is when he was in reality fighting.
2005.
So that's when I was training with him. I was training with him in 2005.
I was talking 17 years ago.
17 years ago. Because that's, bro.
That's first ever pro loss was to Frankie.
Yeah, that's when they had the reality fighting in the convention hall.
Down in the AC.
Yeah, that's where it was that convention hall.
So Mayweather fight. The Gotti fight.
Was that a convention hall?
Yeah, so that's where the fight was.
I feel like that's not big enough for that fight.
That's where it was. That's the biggest arena in.
Yeah. You're right. But now I think about it,
we saw Gotti Mayweather there.
I saw Marilyn Manson at convention hall. Marilyn Manson in helmet. Remember that? You remember them?
Yeah.
So I see Marilyn Manson in helmet. I went with my friend Mike Fernelius. Right? We go to, and I think it was Mike Fernelius and one other guy. So we go there, and bro, I was like a big dude back then. And I was crowd surfing. I said, I want to go crowd surfing. So, dude, I'm fucking crowd surfing, bro. And all of a sudden, these fucking nuts, as I'm crowd surfing, they're fucking uppercutting me and punching me in the face.
That's awesome.
But I couldn't get to any of them because they were moving me. Yeah. So, like, they would punch me, keep moving me, and they beat the shit out of me, dude. To the point where I finally got down. I go to the bathroom, and there's this fucking kid in the bathroom. He's got like a dress on. He's dressed like a girl. He's got all these weird tattoos, and he's taking, and what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh my God, can I take a picture of your injuries? So I took his fucking camera and I fucking threw it in the toilet.
Get that fucking camera out of my face.
Convention Hall. That was a good show, though. So yeah, so like I said, like it just wouldn't look right. I mean, if he's gonna lose a fight, it can happen. The wheels can fall off at any time. But if you're giving me Jim Miller as a dog against a guy who's coming in, you listen to this kid's interviews too. I mean, every other word is fuck out of his mouth. I mean, he was very respectful to him. He's like,
Mota?
Yeah, he was very respectful to him, but it's spelled that wrong. Moto photo. But he was very respectful towards him. But at the end of the
Miller's 8,500 in DK, but plus 155 on
it might be flipped.
That's gotta be flipped.
Yeah, it's flipped. Yeah, it's flipped.
Right?
Yeah, it's flipped.
There's no way.
So when you look at the fight, it doesn't sit right with me. I can't take a debuting fighter at -1 against Jim Miller. I can't. I would rather take the plug on a first round submission or something like that. But I gotta go Jim Miller, dude. You give me Jim Miller at dog money, I gotta take Jim Miller there.
I'm just checking it real quick. I'm assuming. Yeah, Mota's 85.
Yeah, it's flipped.
I thought so. All right, last fight on the main card might be my favorite fight of the night. Ara Joaquin Buckley. I remember when Buckley first came into the UFC. If I'm not mistaken, he debuted against Kevin Holland.
No.
Hold on a second. I thought I knew this. I remember.
You don't know nothing. You fucking always
shut your mouth,
you.
you.
This shit wrong. He's like the.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't.
It was.
Was it Holland his first fight in the UFC?
Yeah, it was. Debut was against Kevin Holland in the UFC.
Take your victory lap, bud.
Right, yeah.
Just take it. Go ahead.
Okay.
That was his first fight in the UFC. Was Kevin Holland? All right, you're right.
And I remember. So I remember.
I thought that was his like second or third.
I remember this vividly because he was debuting, and then Mike says, "Hey, I want you to look at this guy." He's like, "This guy's
about
like
who?
About Buckley." He said, just
Wait a minute, bro. You're talking about. Hold on a second, dude. See, you're confusing me. You're saying that who fought Kevin Holland?
Joaquin Buckley's debut in the UFC.
You said, didn't he say ARA?
No.
Didn't he say ARA? And I said no.
I did not.
We're gonna go back to fucking videotape.
I did not.
I think he said ARA.
Roll it back.
Buckley, yeah, I know Buckley fought him.
Buckley's debut was against Holland. I remember Mike called me to say, look, he's like, I'm not going to pick this kid, but he's like, watch this kid fight. He's not a great fighter, but he has this like Tyson-esque style about it where he comes in like a fucking bull, and it's dangerous. You got to watch out. So I'm picking him, but we're picking Holland. I'm not going to put a bet because I'm afraid this kid might come in and, and then he did come in like that. Holland ended up knocking him out, and then he got hot. Then he had the knockout of the year against Kasangane, which was that spinning fucking, that spinning kick to the face.
That might be one of the best knockouts of all time.
Ended up being knockout of the year, maybe of all time.
Yeah,
Yep.
Top 10.
Then he crushed the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright, right? And then D. Chirico finally got his
with that head kick.
The knee. Wasn't it a knee?
It was.
I think it was a knee
to the
head. I think it was a knee to the head. And then Buckley lost against Arroyo right after that.
No, Buckley beat Arroyo.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He beat Arroyo? All right. And now he's fighting ARA, who's a devastating striker. He's got no fucking ground game, right? And to me, this has the makings of a first-round knockout. I like ARA. I don't think Buckley's that good. I don't think ARA's that good either, but the dude definitely has a cannon for a right. I think he knocks him out in the first round.
Who, ARA?
Yeah, I'm taking the dog.
Yeah, I like it. I just don't think either of them are that good. But when you look at the landscape of Alassane, at least the guy's got a judo background. He does have a judo background. You know what I mean? So
I thought he uses it.
Well, he doesn't have the cardio.
Oh my God,
that's his problem.
He
does not have. Well, Buckley gasses out too, though. But ARA really kind of falls off the shelf. But the thing that you got to give ARA credit for is look at when you got to remember, this guy was on a run. Those of you who don't know who Hamasi is, Hamasi was a badass motherfucker.
He's in Bellator now, right?
Yeah, he was like a stripper and everything, so people like the guy can bang, dude.
Yeah.
And
I just watched him fight. He was on the last Bellator card,
and he won.
Yeah, he won.
He was a dog, and he won. So he fought Hamasi. He went on a 3-fight win streak. He knocked out Hamasi 2 times and then knocked out Nico Price. And then he went on a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Lazez, Chaos Williams, and Malkoun. That whole time, even though it didn't last the span of those losses, dude, he had a lot of shit going on, bro. He was up for rape charges. There was a lot of shit.
I know that.
Yeah, he was up for rape charges, like serious allegations, and it seemed like he just lost all confidence in himself. And when he fought Lazez, he lost. When he fought Chaos Williams, then he gets knocked out. Then Malkoun, he loses, so he's on a 3-fight winning streak, 3-fight losing streak. Everyone's behind you, then they're away from you, and then you got these rape allegations against you. For him to come back and knock out DiCirico and win again, like that says something about being in such a deep hole in your personal life, and that he was able to climb out of it.
Yeah, because I remember I remember the Lazez fight. And that was a shocker. Then I remember Chaos Williams knocked him out in 30 seconds. All of a sudden, Chaos Williams was going to be the next champion.
Oh, please.
Remember that? Right? And then
I literally wait for this shit now. When these analysts come out and they're like, oh my God, I just wait for it.
And then I remember the Malkoun fight where Malkoun just kept taking him to the ground that he
could not do anything.
And by the third round, he was so tired, he wasn't even trying to get up.
Yeah.
He did come back and knocked out DiCirico in the first round. Quick knockout, too.
Yeah.
I remember that was like right off the bat.
Yeah, but when you look at his fights, if you go on the other side with Buckley, and you look at, all right, so he lost to Kevin Holland, then he's got that sick knockout against Kasanganay. Now the hype's behind him because they saw that knockout. Then he beats Jordan Wright, knocks him out. Then he loses to DiCirico. He gets knocked out, comes back and fights Antonio Arroyo, and is completely trigger shy. He won the fight, but he was completely trigger shy.
I remember that fight, yeah.
So you got to wonder, is it because Antonio Arroyo has a good grappling game? Is it because he doesn't want to get he tasted that knockout and he doesn't want to get knocked out again? Like you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder, is he gonna be trigger shy now where he's fighting a guy that holds the same power as him? He knows that out of everyone he's ever fought, this guy's got the most power. I mean,
more power.
Yeah, Kevin Holland don't got that power.
Ara Ray's got serious power.
Ara Ray's got a ton of. He's got more. I think he hits harder than Buckley.
Got a fucking cannon for a right arm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think this fight should be a pick'em.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it should be a pick'em. That's my honest opinion. And you're not wrong. Any side of the field that you guys play, you're not wrong. From a DraftKings perspective, you got to play it both ways. But if you pick the ARA, you're not wrong. If you pick Buckley, you're not wrong. It's really I call this the fight of chance. It's who gets to the spot first.
Yeah, you got to.
And I just think it's going to be Allison.
The DraftKings is pretty close. I think it's like 83-79.
I think ARA is going to get there first.
I think so too.
I think ARA is going to get the spot first. I just think he's a little tighter and crisper everywhere.
A little more experience too.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's the main card. The showdown coming on. All right, bring her on. And fortunately, I have to scoot out of here and bring my son to soccer. She's going to go on a 3-fight dog winning streak. That's what I think.
Hello.
There she is. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I actually feel great. You guys just picked my dog, so.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. That's why I said. Oh, when you said, I said to you today, you're all set, and you're like, yeah, you know why I didn't ask you?
Because there's only really one good dog on the card.
No.
Well, Jim Miller.
I'm gonna take that back.
Jim Miller. I like Jim Miller too.
That's why I thought you were going to pick, actually.
Yeah, his age concerns me.
Don't you dare talk about my boy like that. All right, so let's hear it.
Well, since you just gave, I'm going to skip the stats, and I'll just do it now. Okay. My dog pick of the week is Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Abdul is the plus 145 underdog taking on Joaquin Buckley, who is the minus 175 favorite. Abdul is 36 years old. He's 5'10 with a 73-inch reach, training with Fortis MMA. Buckley is 27 years old, 5'10 with a 76-inch reach, training with Finney's Hit Squad. Al Hassan is 1-2 in his last 3 with a head kick KO against Alessia Di Chirico, who coincidentally beat Joaquin Buckley previously, a decision loss against Jacob Malkoun, and a KO loss against Chaos Williams, who isn't, the worst person to lose to, considering Chaos Williams is, I think he's at a 10-2 record right now. So he's not a bad opponent to lose to. Buckley is 2-1 in his last 3 with a TKO win against Antonio Arroyo, a KO loss to Di Chirico, and a KO win against Jordan Wright. I will say Buckley's claim to fame, like you mentioned earlier, was the fight with Impa Kasanganay, where he KO'd him with a jump spinning back kick. So that was pretty impressive. So the two fighters, I'm just going to go into things I like and don't like about them. Buckley is explosive. He's a powerful striker. He's an excellent kickboxer. Despite his stocky build, he's very flexible. He likes to use his kicks and he attacks the bodies, and he also has shown flexibility. And, usually like a short, stocky build, you don't think that person can actually get some head kicks, but he has shown that he can do that. He also, some things that are not so great about Buckley, he's been finished in his last 2 losses. His striking defense is horrible. It's at like a 16%. And, against someone like Abdul, it's not going to fare for him very well. Because it's Abdul's primary path to victory, and not only that, if you can't defend your face well when someone's attacking it, it's just not good. His striking defense was so poor in his fight with Di Chirico that he actually got hit flush straight in the face. And another thing I noticed about him, another hole in his game, is that he actually has a tendency to duck down a lot. It looks like a reflex that he has, but he ducks down a lot. And another thing he does is he likes to go for a takedown, at least one takedown at the end of the round, but he doesn't land them. So that's another thing that I could see happening, where he's going to try to get like that end of the round takedown, and Hassan will clip him there. On the other end, Abdul is a judo black belt. He's got a lot more experience. He's definitely a finisher as well. His current record is 11-4, and 11 out of those 11 wins have been by KO or TKO, and a vast majority of them have been in the first round. He's also beat better opponents like Di Chirico, who Buckley has lost to, and he also defeat Nico Price. The way I see this playing out is they're going to come out. I think Abdul is going to come in, fast, powerful. I think he's going to blitz him with an attack that he can't defend. And I think it's just going to end there, to be honest with you.
So what round?
First round.
You think it's chill out. You think it's gonna be first round KO?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. All right.
I mean, if not, then he's probably not gonna win. To be honest, I mean, that's his
they both.
thing.
To be fair, they both don't have good gas tanks.
Yeah, but I think if it goes into the second and third round, that Buckley has better grappling than him, and I also think that.
I don't know about that.
I think Buckley has a better gas tank than him as well. He's 8 years older.
Well, I think his gas tank might be better, but I don't know if I buy the grappling. I think the takedown defense maybe, but I don't buy when it's on the ground. I think that ARA has decent grappling, but he hasn't been put in a spot where he was really capable when he was getting ragdolled in his last fight. He was put in bad positions. I don't know what he's definitely got a confidence issue. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I think they both do. I think that Buckley does as well. I mean, the fighter against Arroyo, if you watch the film, he was very trigger shy. I think they both have confidence issues.
I think in the fight with Arroyo, I don't think he takes hits well. I think he doesn't know how to withstand it and immediately react to it. I think his reaction is really slow.
Well, I think it's also the grappling. He's got to worry about defending the second level, so you can't just let your hands fly, where he's not going to have to worry about that with ARA unless ARA surprises us and starts to actually use his judo. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm with,
I think he was a judo black belt and was
yeah,
actually practicing judo for like 20 something years before he even started his career
yeah, but he never uses
here.
it. Never uses it. Never uses it. But
Yeah.
judo has some very interesting a very interesting submission game tied to it. If you follow, but he just for some reason he never used it. He fell in love with his hands. But I'm with you. I agree that he wins the fight. The only thing that does concern me is if it gets into the later rounds, if it gets into the later minutes, or he starts, he unloads his gas tank, and because he has a major drop off, ARA.
Right.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
he doesn't have a decline like this. He goes like this, So that's my only
And some of
concern.
that might be just the way it's played out so far is that he hasn't actually been to the second round to even experience the second round or know how he's going to be,
I
But
just want
in fights that he has been, you can see
major.
his adrenaline. Yeah.
It's a major drop off. So, but I'm with you. I think the fight should be a pick'em, and I call this. And I don't think you're right or wrong on any. And I said this before. I don't think you're right or wrong for any side you pick. I think if you pick Buckley, there's a validation to that. If you pick ARA, there's a validation to that. I think I call this the fight of chance. I think it's who gets to the spot quicker and cleaner. And once
Yeah,
that
the
spot,
line is it's pretty close. I mean, Abdul's plus 145.
right, that's but you're
Buckley's
still
minus
like a dog.
175.
I think it should be a pick'em. I think it should be complete even money. And I just think that he's a little cleaner. I think his striking is a little cleaner. I honestly think he hits harder than Buckley. I do. I think ARA generates pound for pound more power than Buckley, and his hands are faster. So I'm with you. I'm picking him.
Yeah, he's definitely faster too. That's another determining factor.
And
there.
a lot of and
I want to see the line on first round KO for him. I know
It's
we're out of time,
probably-
so you guys can do that.
there's probably not like a ton of value on it, but I think the line for I think the line for inside the distance is like minus 300 or something like that. It might even be more. Let me see. I can't imagine.
Yeah, Al Hassan round 1 KO is plus 350.
Round 1 KO is 350.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. What is it for Buckley?
Juicy.
What's it for Buckley?
Buckley round 1 KO.
Yeah.
Let me say. Buckley plus 300.
Wow. Well, they got the over and under. Over 1.5 is minus 125. Under 1.5 is minus 110. So that's sitting at almost a pick 'em. Buckley by KO. No, here it says Buckley by first round. Buckley by KO is plus 100, and Alisson by KO is plus 250. There's actually value there.
Yeah.
There's actually value there. Plus 250 for Alisson by KO. And inside the distance, in general, fight doesn't go to decision is minus 350. So Vegas is expecting a knockout. So to me, the value, if I'm calling this a pick'em, the value is ARA, by knockout at plus.
Yeah.
You're getting the entire slate of the fight for plus 250. There's value there. No?
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, that's worth a crack.
No, I definitely do the first round KO at plus 350. I think it's solid. I don't see that. I mean, that's his number one primary path to victory, and that's what he's shown in 11 fights or so,
Jim Miller. Hold on a second. Wins by submission is plus 350. That's another interesting one. Jim Miller by sub plus 350. That's just it. What's
I like
Miller in
that
round one? Miller in round one is fight doesn't. Hold on. Miller wins in round one is plus 550. Wow. These are guys. These are bets where, like, if you put them in, you sprinkle them in because there's not a lot of value action on this card. From a real solid state. Like, if you're really putting together like a couple, there's not a lot. You're gonna have to tie some parlays in. There's not a ton of value from a wagering perspective on this card at all. So if you want to get creative, you don't want to sprinkle some things in, you might want to go for some of these props, minus 350, minus 50. They're reality-based situations that can happen, and there's value on them. So I'm going to be looking at this hard. After weigh-ins, I'll be plugging everything into the site. I'll probably have some of these props in there too, just to have some fun. And that's it. But all right, Christine, I'll call you later. Thank you so much. Great analysis as usual.
No problem.
All right.
I'm excited. We're all on the same page, even Anthony. It's great.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. So that's that. What else, Quan? What else we got? We haven't talked all episode, me and you.
What's up, man?
Talk about life or what?
We didn't go to the Rams parade. Looked nasty.
I didn't get to see what happened over there.
And there was nobody there. We probably could have.
There was nobody there?
Barely, yeah. We probably could have got on the bus. It was that.
What do you mean there was nobody there? Like nobody showed up?
Nobody's maybe I would say they did a comparison of the Browns 0-16 parade to the Rams Super Bowl parade, and the Browns won. But
what?
A reporter fell off the stage. She fractured her spine. She was trying to take a picture of Matt Stafford, and she backed up off the stage and fell.
Really?
And fractured her spine. Barstool posted a video of it.
Holy shit. I
He
gotta
was
watch it.
soft.
I wasn't on all day today, dude. I was
Yeah.
fucking so busy breaking shit down. And, wow, that's insane.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I can't believe they didn't have a lot of people, dude.
They don't have fans. All these fans here are Raiders fans, 49ers
Yeah, but
fans.
still, dude. Like, nobody, I gotta see, like, nobody showed up. Like, you could see the streets.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Like, it wasn't packed.
That's insane.
Here, let me see if I can find
That's insane. Also, guys, keep in mind, Saturday night as well is going to be, Saturday night as well is going to be bare knuckle fighting. You got Julian Lane fighting Mike Perry. That's actually going to be an interesting fight too. So I think you can get that on pay-per-view streaming for $4.50. I think they're throwing a special though. If you join it up early, if you buy it early for $4.50 or something, you get the whole month.
That's not that bad.
What?
That's the parade.
That's not that bad. You're making it fucking sound like there was
Listen,
three
man,
people
the
going to get
pictures I
hot
was-
dogs.
The pictures I was seeing, it was nobody.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's just a small consolidation of the street.
Yeah. I mean, if you look here, look off.
Now, can they
Right
see this or only I can see this?
Not only you can see it.
Okay.
If you look right here, that's pretty empty.
Yeah, it is
for a
empty.
Super Bowl parade.
Yeah. And you don't even know how many of those people are actually going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that just looks like a normal day in New York. That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, though. That's interesting. All right, so that's it with that. Like I said, guys, from a DFS perspective, this is why I want you to look at this card. There's going to be overlay most likely. You got the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Obviously, the main event got pulled. It got replaced with another main event. A ton of people got pulled from this card. It doesn't even look like the same card that they put together in the beginning. So I'm expecting some overlay, which is good for the avid player. A lot of casuals might back off from it a little bit. It's going to be a fun card, though. The matchups are good. There's not a lot of name value on it, but it's going to be a fun card. But, from an overlay perspective, it's a card that you want to jump in on a little bit because overlay is good. It narrows the field down. It gives you a chance to win. From a gambling perspective, not really a good card. I will be completely transparent with you guys. I'm transparent with my subscribers. I say it in every video. I only put in what I play. And even my unit share sizes, the same exact thing. If I'm going a full unit or 2 units or 3, you'll never see me do 10 unit bets or 6. I put in what I play. I don't bullshit you and tell you, I don't tell you to put fucking 5 to 10 units on something when I'm not doing it myself. So, and I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to be pulling back from a gambling perspective on this card. I'm going to have some parlays and some props tied in just to have a little juice and have a little fun, but it's not a card that you want to jump in and bury your bankroll from a wagering perspective. It's just not. So I would caution you there. If you want my plays and you want, you go to the madlabmma.com, you'll get them, but the pack probably isn't going to be that juiced up, but we will be having some fun to kick off the year of NASCAR Sunday. All subscribers that subscribe to the MMA package will get NASCAR free all season this year. So that'll be fun. Also, what else, Quan? What else we got? I got to take a shit.
I might have to reach you. I've been wet with Christine. I heard a.
You heard it?
No, I'm talking about for myself.
Oh, you got to take a shit too?
Yeah.
All right, me and Quan go take a shit. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy the fights.